From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Monday, February the 10th, 2025. We open with the release on Saturday of 3 Israeli hostages, 52-year-old Eli Sharabi, 56-year-old Ohad Ben-Ami, and 34-year-old Or Levy. Their emaciated appearances causing shock, horror, and outrage. The three were released after 491 days of captivity by terror group Hamas in Gaza, finally able to reunite with their loved ones. The reunion's joyous but also heartbreaking. Sharabi, who was kidnapped from kibbutz Be'eri on October the 7th, his wife Lee Yaron and their daughters Noya and Yahel were murdered in their home's safe room on that day. It is believed Sharabi did not know their fate until his release. Eli Sharabi's brother Yossi was abducted along with him. Yossi was confirmed dead, his body being held by Hamas. Eli Sharabi embracing with his mother, sisters, and another brother, finally, on Saturday. Ohad Ben-Ami was also kidnapped from kibbutz Be'eri, as was his wife, Raz, who was released in November of 2023. He was able to finally reunite with her and later with his daughters. Or Levy was kidnapped from the Nova Music Festival on October the 7th. His wife, Einav, murdered there. He was able to reunite with his parents and siblings and his now 3-year-old son, who was safely with his grandparents on October the 7th and has been living with them during his father's absence. Israeli media cited doctors who examined the three men, saying they were suffering from severe physical and mental deterioration, including malnutrition, decreased muscle mass, heart disorders, and prolonged infection, with family members telling of severe and inhumane physical and psychological abuse, including starvation. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu saying upon the return of the three hostages Saturday, the shocking images that we have seen today will not go unaddressed. The Prime Minister said, "We have again seen the monsters of Hamas. These are the same monsters who slaughtered our citizens and abused our hostages. I say to them again, they will pay the price. We will do everything to return all of our hostages. We will see to their safety." This, Netanyahu said, is the directive that I gave to the delegation. Say this to the mediators and demand it. The Prime Minister referring there to the delegation that was sent to Doha to continue negotiating the ceasefire hostage release deal. Israel's President Isaac Herzog wrote upon the hostages' release Saturday, "This is what a crime against humanity looks like. The whole world must look directly at Ohad, Or, and Eli, returning after 491 days of hell, starved, emaciated, and pained." The president said, "Completing the hostage deal is a humanitarian, moral, and Jewish duty. It is essential to bring back all our sisters and brothers from the hell of captivity in Gaza, every last one of them." The 76 hostages who remain held in captivity in Gaza have now been held for 493 days. Terror group Hamas, meanwhile, reportedly said it is delaying the next hostage release for this coming Saturday, alleging Israeli violation of the agreement. The Times of Israel cited the Prime Minister's office, saying that all the families of the hostages were informed of this apparent delay, referring there apparently to the hostages slated for release next. The Prime Minister's office saying the families were made aware that the State of Israel is committed to respecting the agreement. And the Prime Minister is said to be holding security consultations about the situation and will reportedly convene the Security Cabinet tomorrow, Tuesday. Turning now to here in the United States, where about a dozen people in Ohio, all dressed in black, with faces covered and some of them armed with rifles, displayed flags with swastikas on a highway overpass near Lincoln Heights and Evendale on Friday. Police were called to the scene and ultimately dispersed the group. Some local residents of the community also confronted the group and yelled at them and set one of the swastika flags on fire. The mayor of Cincinnati, Aftab Purival, said it was shocking and disgusting to see swastikas displayed in Evendale. He said, "This is not what we stand for, and it will never be what we stand for." The Anti-Defamation League said white supremacists who waved large swastika emblazoned flags along a highway overpass near Cincinnati on Friday tried to intimidate communities with a blatant display of racism and anti-Semitism, but they were soundly rejected by fierce community opposition, saying the neo-Nazis failed. Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Monday, February the 10th. At 7 o'clock, FIDF Steve Weil is joined by Israeli scholar of Arab culture at Bar-Ilan University, Mordechai Kedar, to examine Arab culture through a historical lens. At 8, Abigail Pogrebin sits with Haaretz reporter Lee Yaron to talk about her book, 10/7, 100 Human Stories, the 2024 National Jewish Book Award winner, which recounts the October 7th massacre through victim stories and its impact on Israeli society and the Middle East. At 8:30, Rabbi Ammiel Hirsch reflects on witnessing the release of Israeli hostages and explores the profound emotional relief and deep sense of mutual responsibility that unite the Jewish people. At 9, it's Yossi Prager on L'chaim. At 10, it's Good Week Israel, which is also coming up next. At 10:30, an encore of the news. And that's the JBS News Update for Monday, February the 10th, 2025. I'm Teisha Bader. Am Yisrael Chai.